What's up guys, this is Kim from EinfachMachen, and in this video I'd like to share with you a tool that I've just created for managing and transferring the ownership of Power Platform components. You will find this tool in a GitHub repository that I've linked below the video. Enjoy the video and give me some feedback. So before starting into our use case, I first have to acknowledge two blog posts or solutions from Valentin that had a big influence into this tool. Some components are actually based upon the ownership updater flows that Valentin created in this blog post and also shared with you. I would recommend definitely take a look at these two blog posts. I will also link them below the video. I've extended this solution a bit and I want to show you in what kind I've extended this. So first of all, as always, what is our user story? With the solution Power Mover, we are able as an admin or as a maker to assign all components of a solution to a new maker or for example to a service account with just one click to speed up the mover, lever or a joiner process for Power Platform components or Power Platform solutions. And with changing the owner of components, I mean you can change the owner of a Power Apps Canvas app, a Cloudflow, a connection reference or an environment variable. So these are by far not all types of components that are within a Power Platform solutions, but I think these are the most common ones. That's why I'm focusing on these. What is the actual challenge behind this and why did I build this tool? So for example, we have Kim and he's changing the department and has a solution assigned to him, and in the future Marie should be the new owner of the solution and responsible for development and operation of the solution. But Marie has only the environment maker role as well as Kim, and they can only see components that they own. So what Marie or Kim could do, Kim could share all these single components with Marie, but also Marie needs to have access to, for example, environment variables or connection references. And as far as I know, there is no way in the UI of a Power Platform solution to share, for example, an environment variable or a connection reference with someone or assign a new owner using the user interface. And this is why I've built a user interface for this, which is called Power Mover, and we will dive into this solution in a second. So what the maker or the admin can actually do is he can browse through apps, flows, environment variables and connection references. He can search for specific keywords. He can select all components at once or just select one component like he prefers it, and can create kind of a shopping cart, a basket of components that should be transferred to a new owner. Then the new owner is selected in the app, and if it's a Power Apps Canvas app, the user can select whether the current owner should still be a co-owner after the transfer, and then click a transfer components button, and all these components get assigned to the new owner that you have selected in the user interface. So the solution is pretty simple and consists of a user interface called Power Mover and some cloud flows. And as I've already mentioned, some of these cloud flows are based upon the solution that Valentin created in these two blog posts. So we have a flow to update the app ownership, we have a flow to update the flow ownership, we have a flow to update the connection reference ownership, and one flow for updating environment variable ownership. A future feature that I want to create, but which is not in the first release, is updating the group members of specific security groups also in these apps. I know there are several ways you can handle this, but I want to have a unified interface, but it's not in the first release. So afterwards, the solution is assigned to a new maker. So in the end, you have a simple front end to manage ownerships. You do not need to install any COE starter kit stuff or something like that. You can just import this solution into the environment where you want to manage ownerships. And I think enough talking, let's have a look at an example. After importing the Power Mover solution, we have 9 components imported, 1 Canvas app, 5 cloud flows, and the corresponding connection references that we need to use this app. So when we hit play on the Power Mover Canvas app, a small Canvas app is opened, which shows you on the left side the different components that you can transfer to another owner. So for Canvas apps, flows, connection references, and environment variables, we will see a table with a list of all components that are present in the current environment. And in our example, we will now choose this solution Standard App Lagerverwaltung and transfer it to a new owner. So it consists of 19 components, and I want to assign all these components to a new owner, to my maker Marie. When I'm switching to Marie's account, we can see here she's also in the Solution Standard App Lagerverwaltung. She can't see any components. I'm not sure why this app is still showing up here, because I've tested it several times before. Marie actually hasn't access anymore, so this might be a bug in the user interface. So when I'm moving back to my Power Mover, I can search for Lager and see all components, all Canvas apps components which are present in the solution. So we'll select these three. I can do a multi-select using this checkbox, or I can select single items as I prefer. When I once started selecting multiple items, I can see that kind of a shopping cart is created, which I can empty again using the empty basket button here at the bottom. I can also transfer components when I'm finished creating my shopping cart. So I will now move on with collecting the flows. I also will select all of the flows, then I will select the 4 connection references that I need and all 8 environment variables. And now you can see 18 components are selected. The solution has 19 components. The only component that I did not select is the material design component library that I use in this solution, which is already shared with every user on my environment. And now I can hit transfer components, and I will again see a table with all components that will be transferred once I click here on the transfer icon. If I want to transfer a single component, I can also click this pen icon here on the right side and then select a new owner, select for example Marie, and assign this component, this single component, to Marie. But what I want to do now is transfer all the components at once. So the current owner for all these components is currently Kim Buske, and now I select Marie as a new owner. I can select whether Kim Buske shall still be able to edit the app after I've assigned Marie as a new owner. I don't want this. And now some cloud flows are triggered and starting to transfer the ownership of all these components to Marie. So now the process is finished. This took about a minute, so depending on the size of your solution, this can take some time, but I think it's still a bit faster than changing the owner one by one. And taking again a look from the perspective of Marie, the Power Mover app is also shared with her. If she hits play on the Power Mover app, because she has the role of the environment maker, she can only see all components that she owns, and she could also potentially do this transfer process in a self-service. So she could also select all these components again that she owns and click here again on transfer and transfer it, for example, back to Kim. And now after some seconds, these 3 components are reassigned to Kim as the owner. So this tool can be used as an admin tool to transfer solutions to new makers, or can be used as a self-service tool, so makers do this on their own and assign their solutions to new owners, to service accounts, or whatever your use case might be. I hope you find this tool helpful. Feel free to extend and give me some feedback about this. Thanks for watching, and see you the next time.